G'day, mate. If you've got a vehicle in your driveway, you're about to discover why thousands of Australian drivers are saving hundreds of dollars every year. Most of us are spending significant money on car maintenance. We simply don't need to spend. Here's the reality. Australian vehicles face challenges that drivers in other countries never experience. 40-degree heat that warps seals and degrades fluids. Coastal salt air that corrodes metal at an accelerated rate. Red dust and outback conditions that embed themselves in every component. These environmental factors don't just require standard maintenance, they require understanding. This isn't about cutting corners or creating unsafe conditions. This is about understanding what actually works in the Australian climate and using that knowledge to keep your vehicle performing at its absolute best, while spending significantly less on repairs and replacements that mechanics will happily charge you for. Over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through 8 brilliant car hacks, backed by solid automotive science and real Australian driving conditions. These aren't internet myths, these are practical, tested solutions that mechanics have known about for years but have no incentive to share with you. Let's get started. Time to save some money.
Hack number 8, the radiator dust barrier. The problem. Here's something most Australian drivers deal with but rarely discuss. You're driving through regional areas, heading out back, or stuck in traffic on a hot afternoon. Your engine temperature gauge is climbing higher than it should. The coolant level is fine. The fan is spinning properly. But somehow, your cooling system is working harder than it should. The culprit isn't what you think. It's not a dying thermostat or failing water pump. It's dust and debris coating the radiator fins, restricting critical airflow. In Australia, we're particularly vulnerable to this. Red dust, pollen, insects, road salt from coastal driving. All of it gets embedded in that radiator over time. When the fins are blocked, your engine can't shed heat efficiently, forcing it to work harder and consume more fuel. The solution. Most drivers take their vehicle to a mechanic and spend $150 to $300 on professional radiator flush. They'll use industrial equipment and specialized coolant additives. The process takes hours and you need an appointment. Here's what actually works. Once every 6 months, or before summer, take your vehicle to a self-service car wash. Let your engine cool completely from the engine side of the radiator, never from the front. Use low to medium pressure water to gently flush debris backward through the fins. The key to this process is gentleness. High pressure will bend the fins and cause permanent damage. Low pressure, similar to a standard garden hose stream, will dislodge compacted dust and debris without harming anything. Aim from top to bottom. Let everything dry completely before starting the engine. The result? Your engine runs cooler, your air conditioning performs better, and your fuel efficiency improves. You've added years to your cooling system's life, spending nothing beyond the car wash cost. The Australian advantage. In countries with milder climates, this matters less. In Australia, where summer temperatures exceed 40 degrees Celsius and dust storms hit the interior, maintaining radiator airflow is essential to your vehicle's longevity. Your cooling system works against brutal conditions. Hack number 7, door hinge and window mechanism maintenance. The problem. Maintenance is key. Your car door creaks when you open it. Your window doesn't glide smoothly anymore. It makes grinding noises halfway down. The latches feel stiff and require more pressure. You're starting to assume mechanical failure is imminent, and you're already bracing for an expensive service bill. Australia's extreme temperature swings and constant salt exposure create an environment where metal components seize, corrode, and stiffen at an accelerated rate. Unlike milder climates, where vehicles can go years with minor maintenance, Australian vehicles face corrosion that happens rapidly. The solution. This simple maintenance fix, this solution costs approximately $8 to $12 and takes 20 minutes for your entire vehicle. You need a quality penetrating oil spray and a small brush or cloth. Get a penetrating oil spray and identify all moving mechanisms: door hinges, door latches, window regulators, and the metal tracks your windows slide along.
Hack number 6, battery terminal corrosion and alternator efficiency. The problem. Your headlights flicker for no apparent reason. Your car struggles to start on cold mornings, particularly during winter months. Your dashboard lights dim momentarily. Your headlights flicker for no apparent reason. Your dashboard lights dim momentarily. When you turn on air conditioning, a mechanic tests your battery. When you turn on air conditioning, a mechanic tests your battery and confidently tells you it's at 60% capacity. This is common. and confidently tells you it's at 60% capacity, and confidently tells you it's at 60% capacity and needs replacing, $250 to $400 installed. Before you spend that money, pop your bonnet and look at your battery terminals. Do you see white, blue, or green crusty buildup? Do you see corrosion around the connections? This is the issue. If yes, your battery isn't failing, your alternator simply can't charge it efficiently. Corrosion is blocking electrical transfer and creating electrical resistance. This resistance stops your alternator from charging efficiently. The solution. This is a very straightforward fix. The solution. This is one of the most straightforward fixes in vehicle maintenance. Mix 1 tablespoon baking soda with 1 cup distilled water. Disconnect the negative terminal first, black cable, then the positive, red cable.
Hack number 5. Windscreen treatment and visibility improvement. The problem. Your windscreen looks clean by every standard measurement. You've washed it, used quality glass cleaner, and wiped it down. But when the afternoon sun hits at that specific angle, it becomes completely non-functional. You're squinting, reaching for sunglasses, and genuinely concerned about safety. Water doesn't bead properly. The last windscreen treatment you paid for lasted only 2 months. Professional windscreen coatings promise solutions. They cost $180 to $300 per application and supposedly last 3 to 6 months with regular maintenance. In Australia's intense UV exposure and frequent driving patterns, you're looking at an annual investment of $1,000 or more just maintaining basic visibility. The solution. Mix isopropyl alcohol, white vinegar, and distilled water in 1:1:2 ratio in a spray bottle. Clean your windscreen completely with regular glass cleaner first. Once completely dry, spray this mixture across the entire screen. Wipe using horizontal strokes with a microfiber cloth. Buff thoroughly with a completely dry cloth. You've removed the invisible film of road grime, silicone residue from interior sprays, and mineral deposits creating the glare. The isopropyl alcohol cuts through oily residues. The vinegar dissolves mineral deposits. The distilled water prevents streaking. For water beading and lasting protection, apply quality glass sealant monthly. Premium options cost $15 to $30 per application and take only minutes. The Australian factor. Australia's intense UV exposure degrades windscreen glass rapidly. Monthly preventive maintenance costs $60 yearly. Professional coatings cost $300 every 6 months. You're saving $540 annually while maintaining superior visibility and water beading that protects your windscreen. Get a quality penetrating oil spray and light machine oil. Monthly during spring and summer, immediately after salt exposure. Spray your vehicle's underbody components with penetrating oil, followed by light machine oil. Focus on suspension components, brake lines, exhaust heat shields, and any exposed metal you can access. The penetrating oil displaces salt and moisture. Machine oil creates a protective barrier that slows oxidation. You're not creating a permanent coating like professional undercoating promises. You're creating regular maintenance that prevents corrosion from initiating in the first place. Cost per monthly treatment, $2. Annual cost, $24. Professional rust treatment annually, $400 to $800. Prevention is absolutely fundamental to vehicle longevity in Australia's coastal and regional environments. Hack number 3, engine oil change optimization. The problem. You're spending $80 to $120 every 5,000 to 10,000 kilometers on oil changes. You're spending $600 to $1,000 annually. Here's the reality. You're likely overspending on service intervals and oil grades exceeding what your engine requires. The solution. Check your owner's manual, not the mechanic's recommendation. Your manufacturer specifies exact oil viscosity and service intervals for Australian conditions. Most modern vehicles use 10,000 or 15,000 kilometer intervals with quality semi-synthetic oil. Use exactly what your manual specifies. Standard semi-synthetic costs $30 to $40 per litre. Perform changes yourself, $40 to $60 total, or at independent mechanics, $60 to $85. Not dealerships, $140 to $200. The calculation. Annual DIY cost, $75. Independent mechanic, $120. Dealership, $270. Over 5 years, choosing DIY saves $975 versus dealership. You're not compromising quality, you're eliminating the convenience markup. Hack number 2, interior protection and upholstery care. The problem: your interior is sun-damaged. Dashboard is cracked. Leather seats are cracking. Dashboard is cracked. Leather seats are cracking. Cloth seats are faded and stained. Professional interior treatment costs $400 to $800. If unaddressed, damage accelerates significantly. The solution: Australia's extreme heat causes accelerated degradation. Prevention is more cost-effective than repair. Apply leather conditioner monthly to leather surfaces. Costs $25 to $40 and lasts 6 months. For cloth and dashboard, apply UV protective treatment every 3 months. Costs $30 to $50. For stains, mix 1 teaspoon dish soap with 2 cups warm water. Gently work into stain and blot. For set-in stains, sprinkle baking soda for 30 minutes. Vacuum, then apply soap solution. The Australian reality: a vehicle interior receiving 12 months Australian sun exposure experiences the same degradation as mild climates receiving 36 months. Experiences the same degradation as mild climates receiving 36 months. Regular maintenance is essential for your vehicle. Spending $50 monthly prevents $3,000 restoration costs. Hack number 1, fuel system efficiency and long-term engine health. The problem: your fuel consumption is higher than expected. Engine feels less responsive. Maintaining power is key. You're getting fewer kilometers per liter than manufacturer specs. Your fuel injectors are developing carbon deposits. Fuel filter is accumulating debris. Various service stations have different fuel quality standards. Fuel injector cleaning costs $150 to $250. Fuel filter replacement costs $80 to $150. Services every 30,000 kilometers mean $2,000 to $4,000. Over 150,000 kilometers on largely preventive services. The solution: fuel at consistent quality stations. Coles Express, Shell, BP maintain standards. Pump at slower speeds. High-speed pumping agitates sediment in the tank. Slower pumping, adding 2 minutes per fill-up, lets fuel settle, reducing particulate matter entering your system. Every 40,000 kilometers, add quality fuel system cleaner, $20 to $30. This dissolves carbon deposits and cleans fuel lines. The calculation: fuel injector cleaning, $200 times 5 times per 150,000 kilometers equals $1,000. Fuel filter replacement, $120 times 5 times equals $600. Fuel system cleaner, $25 times 3.75 times equals $94. You're saving $1,506 over 150,000 kilometers, while improving fuel economy and system health. The 2 minutes weekly is negligible. These 8 hacks aren't secrets, they're practical maintenance strategies prioritizing prevention over expensive repair, quality over unnecessary upgrades, and understanding Australian driving conditions. You don't need thousands in annual vehicle maintenance beyond regular servicing. What you need is attention to detail and recognition that Australia's extreme climate requires preventive strategies that drivers in milder regions don't need. Your cooling system needs regular radiator maintenance because of dust and heat. Your undercarriage needs monthly oil treatments because of salt exposure. Your interior needs regular protection because of intense UV. Your fuel system needs quality fuel and periodic cleaning because of deposit accumulation. These aren't expensive repairs waiting to happen. They're inexpensive preventive measures stopping expensive problems from developing. Implement even half these strategies, and you're looking at $1,500 to $2,500 annual savings, while extending your vehicle's life by years. The choice is straightforward. Spend $50 monthly on prevention or $5,000 annually on repairs. You now know better. Take care of your vehicle, and your vehicle will take care of you.